Hello, hello, hello. Hey, that light is still good from the. Yeah, hey, we're okay. This is her day to the Bard. I'm coming to you from Utah. I flew in here. Sheila, she's pretty good at landing on water. If it's big, she can land anywhere. And she landed up here in Bear Lake, up in Logan, Utah. And it's a very beautiful place, other than it has a whole bunch of Mormons in it. But anyway. We decided to take a little family vacation, and I brought the kids up here, and my wife, and my in-laws, the new ones from the Philippines. They've never seen the United States. They've never been on a lake like that or a boat. So we rented a boat, a 24-foot boat. I mean, it holds like 24 people. It's a big boat, has a big engine in it, and it's a good little ski boat. So I told the girls we would take them skiing, and we would take them slalom, the board that they use, ski board, not snow, water. Anyway, we get there. Nice drive. No, that's a lie. That's a lie. I left on I-15, and I didn't go like 4 miles. Had 2 hours ahead of me. And this is a piece of machinery on a 18-wheel truck that this one took 2 full lanes of the freeway. It was so wide. So you could creep around it on the slow lane if the police and the flag cars would let you around. Well, we fell behind that, and I thought, goddamn, it's going to be a bar day. I said, well, you never know. You never know if it's going to be a bar day until you're in the day. So finally, I squeezed past this piece of crap. And we're driving along, getting 75 miles an hour there. And I look up the road and I see more flashing lights. Well, the brother of the one I just passed is ahead of me. He's bigger than the little brother behind. He's taken 3 lanes. 3 lanes of a freeway. He's down the middle lane, and the machine is off so wide it blocks both the other lanes. So Mercy and I started laughing. Go, God dang, it's going to be a bar day. We know it is, but maybe things will go okay once we get to where we're going. Things can't get worse. They did. Now, I finally get by the second one, and we drive into Bear Lake. Now, Bear Lake in Ojai, in Utah is beautiful, and half of Bear Lake is in Idaho, and so it's a very beautiful, I think it's a deep water lake, and it freezes in the winter, and it's beautiful in the summer. The water was good and everything, so we went over to the little boat people and said, can we rent a boat? I said, do you have so much money that you can buy Donald Trump? I go, today we do. He says, all right. How much? 400. I said, does that include an engine? It says, yes, but not the gas. You buy the gas. I go, 400 and I buy the gas. Are there any skis? Yep, there's skis on the boat. Free. Free for 400. Okay. Now, how about one of those wakeboard things? Well, that's $15 an hour. Abigail says, I'll pay for that, Dad. Put it on there. I said, we got to have an inner tube. We got to have an inner tube to pull in the lake. That's the funnest thing, I think. Okay. So they go and they launch our boat into the water. We walk down there. And the guy looks at me and he says, now this always pisses me off these days. He says, are you driving this boat? I said, God damn yes. I've been driving boats since I was 16. What's that been, 200 years? I go, smart ass. So anyway, he's showing me the buttons, he's showing me this and that. Now, I haven't driven a boat that has a trim. I've done a little bit of airplane flying with trim, but not with a boat. Well, I didn't know that you trim that in the water so when it starts to hydroplane, the nose will come down and you can see where you're going, and the speed will pick up. So anyway, I go out, and we all load in the boat, and I made everyone wear life jackets because I'm driving the boat. So anyway, we go out, I can't get it to the trim to come down. I can't get the trim down. And the nose of the boat looks like it's going to launch into Saturn. I go, God damn. So I turn around and I go back to the dock and the Bard. I hit the dock. It didn't have any bumpers on it. Well, it wouldn't matter if it had a bumper because the nose of the boat going right into the damn dock, that wouldn't have a bumper anyway. So anyway, now I'm afraid they're going to charge me to fix the boat. And anyway, I started yelling, and all the people on the beach are going, God, look at that guy. He's got the motor wide open. The boat's going nowhere. And well, so I scream at that, where's the fucking trim button? It's not working. He says, it's on the throttle. Well, I have this whole dashboard of buttons. And the trim button is on the throttle. So finally, I could push the trim. The boat would drop down into the water. And yeah, I forget. I think it had a 350 plus a 4-barrel on it. So it moved along there, probably 45, 50 miles an hour. And so I said to the girls, you know, let's have the girls jump in the water. I'll pull you in the tube, which I did, and that's really fun for me. I go round and round in circles and make big waves. And then they hang on, girls, and then I go right through the waves. The tube is doing, kids are flopping into but they don't dare let go. So their hands are held up, but their bodies are going. I go, God, this is fun. This is better than punishing kids. Slow down. I can't hear. Slow down. I can't hear you, guys. Yeah, what do you want? So anyway, Grandpa and Grandma from the Philippines, he was scared to death for a while, and then he got used to it. And we had fun. We tried to ski. The girls can't put skis on in deep water, you know. I'm too fat. And old. I can't get into deep water with my girls. Hold them up and then have someone take off with the boat. I would drown. I felt bad about that, but they tried. They tried. And the tube was a blast. The tube, we had a good time. So, and well, it's been a couple of hours. Let's start heading back. I stalled the engine on the boat. Now, when we got into the boat at the dock, the guy tried to start the engine. It wouldn't start. It had a dead battery. So he jump starts it. Story of my life. I'm jump started every damn day that I continue to live. And I said, now, is this going to be all right out there? If I take my family out in the middle of that lake somewhere and whatever, oh, and he says in 30 minutes it'll be charged. And I said, okay, no problem. She's what an idiot. No problem. So I will get my whole family in a boat that wouldn't start to start with for $400. I'm going, I'm not sure this isn't going to be a bar day. So I stalled the engine out in the middle of the lake, and I just reached down to turn the key and start it again. Click, 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 click. I go, holy shit. Click, 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 click. I go, that's not a good sound. It's a dead battery. Well, now I start to think to myself, what resources do I have out here? And, you know, I'm diabetic, and, you know, my pump pumps in all the time. And I said, Mercy, you've got some sugar or some kind of sandwich or something out here. No, I don't have anything. I don't, crap. So the first thing I do is I go over to my pump and pull the insulin off it, so I'm not going to get lighter and lighter and lighter, and then pretty good soon.
We got stranded and I saved them.
So we started to look for what resources do we have. We have no sugar. We have nothing but insulin.
I saved them.
I'm getting lightheaded. And suddenly I say to Mercy, why don't you, we have like 3 cell phones. Would you get one of the cell phones? I didn't bring any. You girls will talk to each other, to your girlfriends on land, and then you go out in the middle of nowhere where you might have an emergency, and you don't think of bringing the cell phone. No. So Allison goes, Dad, I got my cell phone. You're the angel.
It was an accident.
Is it charged? It's never charged. And yes. So we couldn't get a signal. There was no signal out on the lake. And so we called 911. And I talked to the lady, and I said, we're stranded in a boat in the middle of nowhere out here on the lake. Could you send us some help? She said, sure. So we hung up, and we waited and waited and waited. And then pretty soon, not a snowmobile, a ski runner, skidoo, that was the old word, but it's really a ski runner. It takes 2 people on it. So we're out there trying to flag that. Are you going to talk with me, or are you just going to talk on the side?
I'm talking on the side how I saved you by accident.
So we couldn't get anybody on 911 to come and get us. We're sitting here for another whatever hour, and a couple of these boys came by on the skidoo.
You're welcome.
And I said, Allison, get out there and give them the old wave like this, and stick your chest out. That's so funny. Allison's out. She says, Dad, they went by, and you didn't stick your chest out enough. So another group came up behind us, and Allison was going, hey, help, help. And so the boys were interested, and they came over, and we told them we were stranded, we had no battery, and would they please go in and tell the owners of the boat company to come and get the boat. Well, waited another hour. Nobody come. So I called 911 back, and I said, she says, what's your emergency? I said, the same emergency we had 2 hours ago.
It was exactly
We're
2 hours.
stranded in the middle of nowhere. He says, well, we have the Coast Guard, the damn Coast Guard, looking for you. I said, are they in a boat or an airplane? She said, well, they're in a boat. And we also have the Sheriff's Department looking for you. I said, hell, did you look me up on the computer? Oh, no. No, they're coming to get you, save you. I said, okay. And we have also the Parks and Recreation Patrol Ranger. They're in a boat, and they're coming too. I said, well, we don't see them. Okay. And I said, by the way, I'm diabetic, and my sugar's dropping and dropping, and we're going to have a problem here in the next 45 minutes. Oh, okay, now we're sending an ambulance. What, on water skis? Oh no, it'll be on the beach, if I make it to the beach. So anyway, now I've got the paramedics, an ambulance, 2 or 3 boats, and they're looking for me. Well, I'm not feeling good. I have to lay down because the yaw of the boat makes me sick as hell. If I'm going across the wake, I got no problem. And if I'm driving, then the boat's moving. But if it's just laying there and yawing in the waves, I'll get sick as a dog. So pretty soon the barge's throwing up over the side of the boat. This is a hell of a vacation now. I go, God damn. We should have paid our tithing money with this. We're up kicking the pricks. You Mormons love that. So anyway, I'm throwing up over the side. And I say to Mercy, I got to have a place to lay down. Thank God the boat was big enough. And they're sprinkling water. I had to be in the sun. So they're sprinkling water, and they have a T-shirt over my face, all full of water. And how are you doing? And I take it off. Not very good. Sorry, Jesus. The bar's dying out here. So anyway, I'm underneath the blanket, and Mercy comes over to me, and she has this flare gun. Shit, I've never shot a flare gun in my life, but I'm gonna try anything at this point because I'm dying here. So she hands me, and I think it's got 4 bullets in it, different colors, and so I shot. I'm laying on my back and I'm shooting. It was like Clint Eastwood. I'll be back. I'm shooting 4 flares up in the air. Well, now when you shoot a flare in the daytime, it looks like a firecracker, and it's about that big. At night, you can see a flare. So I'm signaling the Coast Guard. I don't know if they hear it or see it. So then Mercy comes up with this great big bullhorn compressed gas that makes a noise. Give me that thing. And so now I remember, the only thing I remember from Mormon Scouts is the SOS. 3 shorts, 3 longs. So I'm laying there, 3 shorts, 3, going, Jesus, come again, you've never helped me. Jesus, I've never seen you, I've never heard a word. I've never seen you help anybody. And he whispered, I'm not doing shit for you today either. It's going to be the Coast Guard. I say, okay. So I'm there shooting flares. I'm there doing the short and the longs, trying to go SOS. And then it's the 2 shorts and the 6 longs is SOL. Anyway, I was doing Morse code. And the fish were coming up and going, hey, we can help you. Get down here, get out. So anyway, I'm dying, man. And I thought, well, I never thought I'd go on a boat, but I'm gonna pass into the Kolob Celestial Kingdom and be in charge of the Mormons today. So pretty soon, I get back on 911. I go, this isn't a real big ocean over here. This is a lake. And I'm in the middle of the lake dying. Well, we got ambulances, we got this, we got... I said, well, God, get them to me. We are. And so pretty soon I'm laying there tooting the horn. And pretty soon the first Coast Guard ship comes by. And she says, are you the ones? And I said, do I look like I'm in good shape? She said, no, you don't. I said, we're the ones. So she tied to us. And I said, what do you need? And I said, God, I got to have some sugar, and we don't have any here, or glucose. She said, well, I got a bag of cookies. I said, that'll save my life. So they hand the cookies over to me. I'm laying there stuffing myself with chocolate chip cookies. It was a dirty job, but somebody had to do it, and drinking water. Well, as soon as I get the first 2 cookies in, here comes the next, whatever it was. It's a great big Coast Guard boat again. These guys hooked to the other side of us, and he says, can I get your name and phone number and all that? And I said, what, in case I pass away? He says, yes. I go, it's a bar day. It's going to be a bar day. So I give him all that, and I'm still eating the cookies. And then the third boat, it shows that it's bigger than, it looked like, I wanted to say the Queen Mary. It's not. It's the Carnival cruise ship. It's a big boat. So he pulls up, ties up to us again. Now we're tied to 3 huge boats. My boat ain't rocking at all now. And he says, how do you feel? And I said, well, not real good. The cookies are starting to help a little bit. He said, well, I have some glucose stuff here. Would you take this? And I said, sure. And it was like Jell-O. In fact, it wasn't nice. It was more like whatever. So it was in a little packet, and I took that. And he says, well, how do you feel now? I said, well, a little bit better. He says, all right, I'm going to tell you what we're going to do here. We're going to take you to Idaho. I go, good. Utah ain't been good for me today. Take me to Idaho. And he said to my family, these boats will pull your boat back to where it was rented. Now, I'm looking at the rental clause before I go into diabetic coma, and it says, mechanical breakdowns are the responsibility of the renter. Me. You must either fix the boat or have it towed in to us. No refunds. I said, well, this is Mormon territory. That's the way the Mormons do it. But the Mormons are going to have to talk to the bars. So anyway, I get on this great big boat, and it's nice. And he says, you want to go slow or fast? I said, God, go fast, because if we do any of this... He says, okay. He took off. He's got 2 300 cubic inch engines in that sucker. It goes. And pretty soon, I'm throwing up again out his window on his deck. God, it's getting worse. It's getting worse. So don't worry about it. We'll hose it off. I said, okay. So the best part of the trip was riding on that son of a bitch. You'd go like 60 miles an hour on water. And so finally we get into the dock in Idaho. And there's an ambulance waiting there. So they take me out.
You made me fall.
They take me out. I can barely walk up to the ambulance. And I'm sitting in the ambulance. And he says, well, we're Larry Moe and Curly Joe. And I said, I can see that. You both got garments on. And this one looks stupid too. We don't talk about religion or politics. I said, good. I think The Rock is stupid, don't you? He says, we could put you under and back in that boat if you want. I go, no, you're Mormons, take care of me. So anyway, they were polite. They were very polite, very kind. And they gave me more cookies and took a report and the whole thing. And then the guy says to me, now I'm going to take you back to Utah. I said, God damn, I hope it's going to be in a car, not a boat. He says, it'll be in the car. I said, okay, I'll go back in the car. So we're driving back to where my family's rented the boat. We pull in, and there's my wife and in-laws and kids. Their vacation is ruined. Now this thing was going to cost us a little over 400 plus gas for a half a day. So I go over to the rental counter there, and I said, do you remember me? And he said, sir, no one could meet you and not remember you. I said, well, welcome to a new club. I said, we went out in your boat. It wouldn't even start when we got on the boat. I was worried, and the young kid said, don't worry. I should have worried. He's not old enough to know, how to zip his pants up, and told me that the battery was going to charge. Well, the battery didn't charge, my friend, and I'm out in the middle of Bear Lake with no phone signal. And he said, well, all you had to do was call us. And I said, there's no phone signal out there. We called 911, and they dispatched the Coast Guard. You didn't come out to help us. You didn't come out to pull your own boat in. I said, it was defective. He said, well, what's going on? I said, well, you ruined my wife's vacation, and my in-laws have only been here for a month, and now they know what it's like to be stranded on a lake in the United States. I got baby crying, and I have hemorrhoids. He said, well, it's not a pretty picture. No, it's not. What do you want us to do? And I said, well, what do you want us to do? Do you want us to pay for a vacation like that? Well, I'll tell you what I can do. I'm listening. You pay for the gas. Rest of the charges will be dropped. Done. So I walk away because I knew the gas was going to be $80 to $100. You don't feed a $3.90. I forget, a $3.52 with a 4-barrel, jamming it all the time for ski ropes. So anyway, I told Mercy, pay him $80, $100, whatever it is, and come to the car. Well, she comes to the car and she says, it was $18. We skied for 2 hours for $18. Now I go back to where we paid $10 to park, and I said to the parking attendant, did you hear about my situation? He says, I did, sir. We'll give you your $10 back for parking. I said, that sounds good to me. So we got that $10 back. So it cost us like $8. $8 to drive 4 hours and 2 hours on a ski boat. A little bit of inconvenience in the sun, a near diabetic coma death. But Jesus saved me. I'm here to report. And the Mormons who took care of me up there, I have to say, they were pleasant. Very nice people. Very nice people. And cordial, somewhat skilled. And I just wanted to let you know that it was a barred day. So I'm in the boat going, Pele El, and they can't hear me. And I keep saying, oh God, hear the words of my mouth 3 times. The true order of prayer. And then I was screaming, don't cut my throat, don't cut my heart, don't cut my guts out. I don't want them falling out on the floor. And I'll give you the second token of the Melchizedek priesthood, the patriarchal grip, or sure side of the nail. And that is health and enable, marrow in the bones, strength in the loins and the sinews, power and priesthood be upon me and upon my posterity through all generations of time and throughout all eternity. And the Coast Guard guy says, that is right. And then I would go, knock, knock, knock. He said, what is wanted? I said, let's get to the ambulance. You got it. This bar's gone.